Hello everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Essence. And I know before I made this video, I was thinking about the title for this video. And before anyone jumps to any conclusions, let me explain. So, as the title of this video goes, that we are gods, what exactly do I mean by that? Well, the first thing I'm going to say is that when I say we are gods, I'm not saying about those people, those false prophets who act like they are gods, like they are holier than thou, like they are to be worshipped and appeased because they have mystical powers and they hear God. And are these holy prophets that foretell doom and only their knowledge can save you. You know, the typical cult stuff. I'm not talking about those charlatans, those false prophets. The one thing I will say about the Bible, it was right about those false prophets because there's so many of them out there. And I in no way claim to be a god. I in no way claim to be a prophet. I do not hear God. And you know my my belief on who or what God is. But, so the human spirit is an interesting construct. It is forged by a complex system of energy vibrations, emotions, with the ability to retain infinite knowledge. And the whole reason why we go through reincarnation is because we are slowly tempering our spirits to be their strongest version of themselves. We ride these, as I like to call it, meat robots, the human form, human bodies, to have the human experience. So we learn lessons, we tell right from wrong, positive from negative. We slowly learn about what life is all about every time we reincarnate. And even though all of that infinite knowledge, a lot of it is suppressed or forgotten during the reincarnation process. I have no idea why, but I do believe it can be harnessed again. And that is through working with the spirit, working with psychic abilities, opening up your third eye, and astral projection is also a great one. Past life meditation, also working with your spirit guides. There are a multitude of ways that you can regain lost knowledge. But in truth be told, the spirit, the subconscious, the mind, all of it is one. And it is the world's best supercomputer. It is not anything that Microsoft Windows can do. It is not Apple. It is the human spirit. It is the greatest supercomputer of them all. It can retain not only the knowledge that is maintained and collected in this world, but it can also hold the knowledge from the spirit world, things we learn on the other side. Now, as I said in the video where I talked about forbidden knowledge, it is a system of levels. If we are not ready to know something, we are not going to know it until we are ready. Because if we know something before we are ready, we could probably take it to a very bad place. As I said in some of my past life meditations and astral projections, I talked about how I tried to find knowledge from the past, going back in ancient times to the Library of Alexandria, and I tried to find books on and old scrolls about magic, but when I was directed to them and I opened them up, the language was blurred. It was like when a cuss word is said through a subtitle and it's like blurred out or it's like covered. It was like that, which means that I wasn't ready to actually know this information, which is a little disheartening, but it's fine. It's understandable and it's inevitable, but it doesn't mean that that knowledge is going to be forbidden forever. But our spirits can hold a massive amount of knowledge. And they have the ability to do incredible things. Personally, I believe like the magic that you see on like, let's say for the sake of argument, Harry Potter, or the X-Men, the abilities they have. I do believe all of that is possible if we were able to work long enough and discipline ourselves to work with our spirit and open up our abilities. I really do think we could accomplish some amazing things. I believe that many years ago, people were more in tune with their spirits and were able to have these incredible abilities, such as like Merlin, the magician, just to name the one out of the many. These people were more in touch with not only themselves, but the forces of nature. They understood the world more. They were born with a spiritual sense of knowledge. And back then, they had all the time in the world to work on themselves. They didn't have to go to work every day. They didn't have to conform to society. They could be themselves. And if they wanted to, let's say, live in a cave and, you know, work on their spiritual selves and work on their abilities, they could do it. Totally different from today. We are distracted from being our authentic selves. We are taught to conform to not be ourselves, and that's just some BS right there. But when I say we are gods, I'm not talking about our physical bodies. Our physical bodies are merely conduits to explore this realm, to learn lessons, and to interact with other souls who are also here to do the same. But when our physical bodies die and our spirits go on to the next realm, we can still learn. It's not just here on the physical realm. There's things to be learned in other realms as well. And if we could discipline ourselves and work with our abilities and try the best of our abilities in this life to learn as much as we can about magic, spirituality, the universe, what have you, I think you'd be surprised at the results. Now, I understand it's very difficult in this day and age. Like I said, we're distracted. I've got a job to go to full time. When I get home, I'm tired. I don't want to learn anything. But if you could see behind me, so I have a bookshelf full of different books of everything from magic to spirituality, religion, different spiritual paths, different magic techniques, and so on. I am interested in learning everything I can about magic and seeing how far that one can go with it, learning the truth about our world and why we're put here. And I know I can't be the only one. I know there's others out there. It's just I haven't really talked to too many of them. But that's the whole point of this channel, is to open your minds up to the knowledge that I'm trying to learn, the truth I'm trying to find. And you don't have to agree with everything I say. I do not claim to hold anything like all the answers. I don't claim to hold the truth. Whenever I tell you something, it's based on my belief, my experiences. There is no real way to have physical proof about the spiritual, which makes it so frustrating, but also, The real ones are going to connect. And if you disagree with something that I say or don't think it's quite accurate, I encourage you, do your own research, do your own experiences, practice what you think will be right. And, I'd be glad to hear about your experiences down in the comments below, because I don't know everything and I will never know everything. But I would like to know as much as I can. And if you got a different answer than I did, I would love to hear it. And I know everyone else would too. Thank you. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell button so you don't miss any of my future uploads. And have fun on your spiritual journey.